You're watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, the growing need for foster volunteers as area animal shelters fill up quickly. We'll learn more about how to get involved as we meet today's soon-to-be adoptable four-legged friend.
Plus, a summer program that brings the river's rich history to life with experiences you won't want to miss. How to take advantage of cruises and nature walks as part of River Action's Explore the River series.
And new hope for healing without surgery. We're sitting down with orthopedic specialists to learn how stem cell injections are helping patients recover naturally. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Monday, May 12th. It is time to meet another soon-to-be adoptable four-legged friend. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kyle Keel.
I'm Morgan Otier. Today we're focusing on the growing need for foster volunteers, making a big difference in finding forever homes for local pets in need. Joining us now is Sam Wiley from Rock Island Animal Care and Control. Sam, welcome to the show today.
Hello.
Yes, and who did you bring? Well, actually, this little kitten doesn't even have a name yet.
No.
Doesn't
just
have a
cute
name.
Little voice.
Yep, just a little
Oh,
sweetheart.
she's adorable.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so how old is she?
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks old. I just love her when
Oh
she
my gosh.
meows.
And I tell you what, she was being passed around the newsroom. We literally did not get her back until about a minute before the show. So obviously she's got that cute little face, but you know, before we get too excited, she's not available for adoption.
No.
You know, we really need to get her into a foster home to start.
We are looking to build up our foster list. We have a lot of foster moms as it is now and dads, but we have them coming in every day. We're getting kittens. We took 3 in before we even opened this morning. So yes, and I'm sure we're not the only shelter filling up, but we just, I mean, they're so cute, and you can play with them for a couple weeks and just let them get some loving time for a couple more weeks till we can get them fixed and ready for adoption.
Well, and you mentioned, I mean, really is the time of year where the need starts to ramp up big time. I think it's referred to as kitten season coming up. So how important is fostering when it comes to these little guys and gals?
So they get into a home environment instead of living in a shelter life. I mean, we get to pet them and hold them and things like that, but we don't have the time to hold and play with them and socialize them. And so we look for foster parents. We are having our kitten shower this Saturday, which we can take names and numbers of people who are interested and call and explain everything. But we wanted to put it out there that we are desperately looking for some families to want to just let them be part of a family for a few weeks.
Who wouldn't want that little girl? She's so cute.
And you know, you kind of mentioned, you know, maybe a couple of weeks, but the fostering can actually be longer than that, right?
It can. It can. We have some that came in that are very young. They maybe need to be bottle fed.
Sure, yeah.
And then we have some like these that just need maybe 2-3 weeks to hang out at your house and see what it's like to be in a family and play with kids or play with other animals.
Yeah, it's a huge for socialization, right? Like you definitely want them to be used to kids. If you're going to have kids in your home and you're going to adopt, potentially used to other pets. This is really the only way to do that.
Correct.
Is from very young.
Plus, they get out of the shelter and they don't get some of the colds coming in or diseases coming in with other cats. So it gets them out and it gets them healthy and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, is there any training or anything that you guys do periodically with people who want to become fosters? Is that even necessary?
It's really not necessary.
Self-explanatory stuff.
We go over it with them. They're given my phone number, my other shelter supervisor's phone number if they have questions. Our QC Paws board answers their Facebook messages and email questions all the time, and we're there every day. So if they have questions, we try to walk them through it. We want it to be a great experience for them because then they want to do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously we've got this little kitten that needs a foster home. So you kind of mentioned, you know, just kind of depends on the animal. So which types of animals need the foster home? Is it animals that maybe need a little extra care before they get to their permanent home?
Correct. I mean, it's mostly kittens is what we're looking for. Sometimes we have puppies that need, you know, a little extra care, or a senior dog that might need a little time before we can have surgery done on it or things like that, or maybe even after surgery. surgery. So
Yeah.
it's it varies, but for the most part, it's kittens.
Oh my gosh, I just love her.
I
She's so
know.
cute, and she's the prettiest eyes. Oh
She
my
does.
gosh, adorable. Actually, you just held a fundraiser, so we've got the kitten shower coming up, but there was a fundraiser last week, and it was in Milan.
It was.
The beautiful winery there.
Oh, it was so
Old Oaks.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about it. Tell us how everything went.
It was great. We had a fun time. People came out. They got to sample beer from Green Tree.
Oh, nice.
They got to sample Fancy Creek bourbons and spirits. Old Oaks sampled their wine.
Yeah.
There was great food. We had Addie Ehring was a musician. She did a wonderful job. It was just a great time, and people got to come out and tell us all about their animals and enjoy some nice weather and great
It
treats.
has been wonderful.
And
yes.
all for a good cause. So tell us where some of that money raised goes toward, because obviously it goes toward running the shelter, but
Correct.
I mean, you think of how many animals are in there. I mean, it comes at a great cost.
It does, it does. Actually, the money that we raise for QC Paws goes to meet the needs of the animals,
Yes.
not for the shelter
Oh, okay.
itself. So it is medical, like if
Yeah.
these kittens were to take sick or needed certain you know, medicine or little extra here and there. We have a dog who just recently had his eye removed. So those go to help pay those things instead of,
Like shelter needs.
yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it
That's
is.
wonderful, and people got to have a good time while raising money
Yes.
for such a good cause.
Right.
Well, for anybody that's watching us right now, and maybe they're considering becoming a foster, or maybe it's not for them right now in life, but what
Right.
are some other ways that they can help support QC Paws?
They could come out to the shelter. Like I said, we're having our big kitten shower this Saturday. We're always looking for KMR. We're looking for litter. We're looking for kitten baby bottle.
Okay.
Soft food, so when they transition, things like that. KMR is a big one, and it's pretty costly. So
Okay.
definitely,
Very helpful.
anything they could bring to the kitten shower. We do have our orientation on the 15th.
Okay.
At 5:30. We'll do that at the shelter. If you want to come walk dogs, what a great time to get
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
exercise.
So this is a volunteer orientation. They
Correct.
can learn a lot more there. Well,
Correct.
that's wonderful. QC Paws works to support Rock Island County Animal Care and Control. It is located on 78th Avenue in Moline. We have the address and phone number on your screen now. And to learn more about services, adoption, or ways you can donate your time or your money, visit QCPaws.org. Of course, check out their Facebook page where you're going to learn about fun things like the upcoming kitten shower.
Yes.
Sam, thank you so much, and thank you so
look
much.
at
Thank
those
you for
little
having
eyes.
us.
Oh.
I know.
Beautiful.
Hopefully
Yes.
we
Who
get
could
her a
say
good
no?
foster home. Oh, I know. It's hard to say no and turn her away, that's for sure.
Right.
All right, well, still to come on QCL, you can cruise the Mississippi while learning from wildlife experts and even world record adventurers. We'll learn more about River Action's Explore the River Summer Series next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
River Action's Explore the River series is back for the summer, offering cruises and guided walks that bring the river's history and local landmarks to life. Whether you're a history buff or a nature lover just looking for a unique experience on the water, there is something for everyone. Joining me now is James Lasher, the program's manager for River Action. James, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, we have a lot to talk about. So for those who are unfamiliar, maybe hearing about this for the first time, what is the Explore the River series? What's it all about?
Explore the River series is an educational program put on by River Action that creates opportunities to learn about our local ecology, our local history, and just happenings along the Mississippi River and surrounding watershed.
Wonderful, and you guys are able to bring that to the community. Talk a little bit about how it really helps people connect to the Mississippi, which is just such a big part of our region. I think sometimes, people who've lived here a long time, we just start forgetting that it is such a huge part of our community. I mean, we live all around it.
Yeah.
Talk about the ways that people may feel more connected after maybe trying out some parts of this program.
Yeah, one of the huge goals of our program is to connect people with their community, really strengthen that sense of place here in the Mississippi River Valley. There is so much beauty and novelty right here under our noses, and the experts that we have present as part of our program help to showcase that and inspire passion and inspire us to protect it too.
Wonderful. Okay, so the Channel Cat Talks. This is a highlight every year. So tell us a little bit about what the Channel Cat Talks are like. There, we're seeing the Channel Cat on our screen.
Yeah. Channel Cat Talks are leisurely river cruises in the Channel Cat water taxis. They're guided by local experts who will present on an area of their expertise that can range from anything from local wildlife knowledge to geography to local history.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. So you can see people boarding the Channel Cat right there. And for these talks, it's going to leave from Riverbend Commons in Moline, which is a normal stop for the Channel Cat. You can buy your tickets online and do all of that, which we'll get to later. Some favorites that are returning for the talks this year. So Raptors Along the River.
Yes.
And then there's a cool one, Paddle to the Amazon. So we're going to get to hear from an adventurer if we sign up for that one.
Yeah, Dana Starkel, he adventured from Canada all the way down to the mouth of the Amazon River.
Amazing.
By canoe. It was a Guinness World Record-breaking adventure, and he traveled segments of the Mississippi along that journey, so we get to hear about his retelling of some of that journey.
Very cool. Well, there's also going to be some brand new talks on the Channel Cat this season. So tell us a little bit about those. We've had Kathy Wine, of course, Executive Director of River Action, on the show before. So she's going to be doing one of those talks, which is very cool.
Yes, she's presenting on WEDGE, which is Waterfront Edge Design Guidelines. It's a national program that's helping shape a more resilient, accessible, and environmentally friendly riverfront here in the QC. So
very cool. Along with that, Channel Cat is one of the sessions, but it's more of a behind-the-scenes look at the Channel Cat. So it's something that I know tourists that come to town, I mean, we all think it's cool. They think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to learn a little more about the ins and outs of the Channel Cat and how everything works. I love that one.
Yep.
And then Living Lands and Waters, which really started in our area.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to hear from Andrew Layer, their programs manager. He'll talk about the Living Lands and Water story, just their history and some of the work they're still doing to keep our rivers clean, to keep a healthy ecosystem.
Very cool. Well, so for those who prefer staying on dry land for whatever reason, there are multiple guided walking tours. So tell us about, is it Riverine?
Riverine walks, yes. Yep. So for all those sites that aren't accessible from the Mississippi itself, we take walks and hikes to visit all kinds of points of interest throughout the QC. So.
Yeah, okay. So there's going to be a cemetery and nature focused residential walk, which is very cool. These are new ones this year. The cemetery one, I mean, that sounds cool.
Yep.
The nature focused one also sounds really cool. You're actually going to go to someone's property. It's a residential property and kind of see how they've really incorporated everything they possibly can for their just ecosystem.
This property owner is a master conservationist, master gardener, and they have converted their lawn into a haven for nature. So lots of native plants.
People will love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. You've also added a day tour of the Bee Branch Watershed in Dubuque. So this is something very new that you're doing this year. People just hop on a bus and they go out to Dubuque and they get to experience this?
Yeah, we're taking a field trip. So we will do a day tour to Dubuque, Iowa, check out their Bee Branch Watershed, which is a huge restoration project.
That looks very cool.
Yeah, to improve water quality out there, to improve just their general quality of life and introduce a lot of beauty. So.
Okay, very cool. Well, that is coming up in July, specifically Friday, July 11th. There's all the information on your screen. So it's going to take up the entire morning into the early afternoon. Again, you see on the screen that it leaves River Action at 8:30 a.m. So this is going to be a really cool opportunity, one that people haven't had before. Talk a little bit about this program in general, not the Bee Branch Day Tour, but you know, the whole river exploration series that you guys are putting together, and really not so much about environmental friendliness, but just kind of building our QC pride a little bit. I mean, this is a really great opportunity to not only do something fun, but also learn a little bit about our area.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. These are all great storytellers. It's excellent entertainment. But beyond that, we want to just kind of dispel this idea that you've got to travel far and wide to see beautiful, cool things. We have so much of it right here, and we're trying to promote that as best we can.
Right in our own backyard. Very cool. Okay, so we want to make sure that people head to River Action if they want to check out any of the things that we talked about today. We've got the website on your screen. This is how you're going to sign up for any or all of the programs, talks, nature walks that we spoke about. James, thank you so much for being here today and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great summer.
I appreciate you having me. It's going to be a blast, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up on QCL, a new restaurant combining Mexican cuisine and community, and we are getting a preview of all of it next.
Quad Cities Live continues.
Today we are shining a spotlight on a local business that's bringing authentic Mexican flavor and a whole lot of heart to the Quad Cities.
Yeah, it's Bracero Cocina Mexicana, located on Elmore Avenue in Davenport, and it's the creation of a husband and wife duo who are also proud members of the QC Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Jasmine Rizzo is part owner and is joining us now, along with Jesse Noriega from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Thank you both. Jasmine, welcome, and Jesse, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, we've featured here before with a couple of other Quad Cities businesses. So Jasmine, we want to start with you. You and your husband opened up this restaurant fairly recently.
Yes, it's going to be 1 month tomorrow.
Well, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That is
Yeah,
wonderful.
how did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, we both have a lot of background in the kitchen. I am I went to culinary school.
Okay.
I'm a chef, and we've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Oh my goodness, well we can tell that
Look at
you
this stuff, yeah.
are a chef.
Yes.
So yeah, let's talk about it, right? I mean, everyone's like probably looking at the screen and going, okay, tell me exactly what everything is so I know exactly what to
Yes.
order
Okay,
when we
awesome.
go to your business. Yeah, so just kind of go around and tell us what you brought today.
So these are fish tacos.
Okay.
You could have them fish or shrimp, and we make them with our handmade tortillas.
Okay.
They're blue, and they have mango pico de gallo, and it has queso fresco,
Yum.
purple cabbage, and our signature dressing on top for that.
They look
Okay,
great.
yeah.
These are enchiladas verdes,
Okay.
which are new. They have some colorfulness in there. We have some pickled onions.
Oh
You
my
can make them with
gosh.
any meats. They're stuffed with queso oaxaqueño and queso fresco.
Wow, it's colorful.
It is.
Yes.
Sounds like it might have a little bit of a kick to it as well.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
This is our torta ahogada,
Okay.
and it's made with carnitas, and it has a sauce on top, which makes the ahogada part with some
Sure.
sour cream on there and cabbage and some beans inside with some salsa.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Okay, and these are pink.
These are
Tortillas.
pinks. Yes, they're quesadillas doradas. They're pink handmade tortillas, freshly made, and they're stuffed with cheese. You can put meat and stuff inside, topped with sour cream. If you want lettuce, or this
Wow.
has cabbage on top with queso fresco.
Yum.
Okay. What do we
And
have up here?
Those are quesadillas.
Okay.
Those are very popular
They
right now,
are.
right?
Yes,
Like
they are.
it's the big thing to order. Yeah.
Yeah, they're quesadillas. They're made with beef inside and cheese. They're topped with some pickled onions, and this is the sauce you dip it in with the onions and cilantro.
You're gonna
Okay,
try
so
it.
I'm gonna try this
Okay,
one.
I'll
so this
talk.
is onion and cilantro, you said, with the sauce?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
Onion and
gosh,
cilantro.
that looks so good. I'm gonna have a
try.
chip because I want to try this because you said it's habanero,
ha-
mango,
Mango habanero.
That sounds
mango
good, too.
habanero,
Yes.
salsa. Okay, so talk a little bit about your food influence because the region that you are from has really influenced the type of
Yes.
food that you're cooking.
So we're we're from Jalisco,
okay.
and that culture has so much richness in food,
Oh my
flavors,
gosh.
and
This is
just brings all these
good.
different plates that we have featured.
Now I'm going to chew in my microphone. Sorry, everybody that's
Yes.
watching right now.
So Jesse, we want to bring you into the conversation as well because, you know, starting a business is a journey, and really for anyone. So how does the Hispanic Chamber work to support new businesses like Jasmine's?
Well, you know, the great thing with Jasmine, this is actually the second business of theirs that we have
That's
done.
right,
So
yeah.
she does have another business that's also open. So
Yeah.
being able to be that conduit for them to, whether it's get some marketing out there, letting people see where they're at, doing things like this.
Yeah.
And also, you know, if they have any questions, whether it's social media, QuickBooks, whatever, letting us know so we can make a course to kind of help whatever businesses out there might
Really?
need. So yes, and all of our courses are free when you're a member with the Hispanic Chamber. So
That's great.
Actually, we did one just this last month for with iHeartRadio and social media marketing.
That's wonderful. Okay, so if I'm someone who's potentially looking to start a business, or maybe I have recently started a business, or maybe I'm a longtime business owner, how do I get involved with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? I mean, what are my first steps?
You know, just look us up online.
Okay.
Go to our website, which actually we're redoing. So when you go there, don't judge us on it. We're in the process of
It's a
redoing
work in
that.
process.
Yeah, we got a new one we're getting ready to roll out, so that's going to be exciting this year. But yeah, hit us on our social media. We also have a TikTok that we had just started, and we have a YouTube channel that's dropping Wednesday.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
you heard it here.
You got to be where the people are, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They
So
are on
there's
YouTube. That's where they're at.
a
Yeah.
lot of ways to get a hold of us to really help us and us help you get out there in the public.
Yeah, so, you know, Jasmine, we mentioned tomorrow you're celebrating 1 month in business in Davenport. But I mean, you and your husband, you're already planning on expanding here in the Quad Cities area.
Yes, into Muscatine.
Muscatine.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so how far are plans in the works for that then?
Hopefully this summer, the middle of the
Ooh,
summer.
this summer. Okay,
Yes.
so this is going to be a fast move there.
Okay,
Yes.
Muscatine.
Awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
get ready because that mango habanero salsa was
I got, you know what? I gotta
literal
try it.
fire. Okay.
Mango habanero is
We still
mine.
have
Be
some that
careful.
are spicier.
famous last words. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It's very good. It does have a kick to it.
It
but you
does
get
have
that
a kick.
mango, and you definitely get the habanero.
Yes, you do. Have
We
my
have
waters down there.
margarita and Jamaica here if you like some.
Oh yeah, tell
there
us
you go,
about the
yeah.
drinks that you brought. This one's the margarita.
Yes, that's.
Can we try this?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Margarita on the rocks, and that's Jamaica hibiscus water.
Ooh,
Hibiscus water. Oh, I get the
Hibiscus
margarita.
water has no alcohol. We do have a margarita though, that is mango hibiscus.
I have to try that because I do like
This
the
is
mango
good.
flavor. I don't think I've ever tried hibiscus before.
It's
Very,
really
very good. Okay, and you,
Very
Jesse,
refreshing.
you already talked about the fact that Jasmine has another business. I do want to give him a little shout out.
Yeah.
Toppings and More.
Yes.
And it's a completely, totally different kind of business. So tell us all about that.
Toppings and More is a rolled ice cream shop.
Yum.
We have rolled ice cream, we have crepes, bubble
Ooh,
waffles.
look at all that.
There is coffee, energy drinks, boba.
Look at that.
It's really good.
You guys are talented.
Thank
Very
you.
talented, yeah.
Yeah. And Jesse, there have been so many different success stories among businesses in the QC Hispanic Chamber. I mean, that's got to feel really good as somebody who, you know, is working there with the Chamber and all the folks that are working with the Chamber to know that people are finding success here in our community, and that's due in part by you guys lifting them up and supporting them.
Yeah, no, it's definitely exciting. I mean, I have a few other things up my sleeve. We have some other members that are opening up
What a
there.
tease.
They're second and third business, so we'll probably be back
awesome.
on here with some of them to let you guys know some things that are going on. So a lot of success.
That is wonderful. Okay, and I have to ask before we wrap this up, Jasmine, if you were going to tell somebody to order one or two things off your menu.
The toughest question.
Well, it would have to be, right? Because look at all the
Yes.
amazing
It's
things
so
that she
good.
created just for today. But what is like the one thing that you're like, you have to try this?
The one thing I try are really good, the quesadillas doradas. A lot of people, we don't have them around here. They're really
Okay,
good.
so the
These.
people,
And the
yeah.
torta ahogada. Well, all of it. It's all good.
It's right.
Nice, all of it.
It's all good. We know that.
Come back
But
every day.
I wanted to hear,
There you
yeah,
go.
come back every day, try something new.
Yeah,
Yes.
lunch and dinner. Hey, you got it served right at Bracero Cocina Mexicana. As we mentioned, they're located on Elmore Avenue in Davenport, and then Toppings and More is located on Middle Road in Bettendorf. We've got the addresses there on your screen. And if you want to learn more about the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, you can visit the website on your screen. Jasmine and Jesse, thank you both for joining us. And Jasmine,
Yeah.
good luck to you and your husband on the
Thank you.
growing business and your expansion in Muscatine this summer.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you
thank
very
you.
much. Well, still to come in our second half hour, relief from joint pain without surgery. We're talking with QC orthopedic specialists about stem cell injection therapy, a cutting-edge treatment that helps your body heal itself. And then later, well, you've already seen him on Quad Cities today. We are getting to know our newest TV6 team member, Aaron Thompson.
And we've got a beautiful afternoon out there. We've had some clouds move in, but temperatures still nice and warm. Low humidity, light wind, but it does start to feel a little more like summer later this week. And there is a potential for some storms. We'll highlight that potential with the First Alert Day coming up in your First Alert forecast in the next half hour of Quad Cities Live.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, we are starting the work week off very nice, similar to how we ended the week, and albeit a little more cloud cover out there. Everywhere Camera Network shows that these are mid to high level clouds, so they're not completely blocking the sun, which means all of us have been able to warm up into the 80s here this afternoon. At the airport in Moline, 81 degrees, but I want you to check out the dew point, 49 degrees, relative humidity 33%. So this is a very comfortable air mass that we have in place, and this is going to be replaced by a little more summer-like air mass as we head toward the middle part of the week, and that will set the stage for the potential of some storms here on Thursday. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But right now, you'll notice the movement of the weather is from east to west here as we've got this pesky upper level low pressure system still kind of stuck in that blocking weather pattern here. So what's going on is we see this broad area of spin here. This is that upper level low. It's kind of throwing some clouds and even a little moisture our way as well. So we've got some of that light rain shower activity in central Illinois. Some of that will get into our hometowns here later this evening, but it's going to have a hard time surviving as we have that dry air in place. But overall, we will see that increase in cloud cover overnight. Temperatures falling down into the low 60s. So yes, it's going to be a warm night. Open up the windows, maybe take a layer of blankets off tonight. But heading into tomorrow, notice the warm up's not as quick as today. We'll have mid 70s to low 80s across the region with a couple isolated showers and thunderstorms. They're not going to be terribly widespread, but areas that do receive them maybe for a prolonged period of time in portions of northwestern Illinois might end up a little bit cooler than the rest of us. But there you go this evening. Notice Exact Track kind of latching on to the idea that as that rain moves in here, it's going to get eaten up by that dry air. So we'll just see a mix of clouds and clear sky. Could get a good peek at that full moon. That's the flower moon as we head into the overnight hours. So you wake up early on your Tuesday morning. Could be a decent sunrise as you look to the east with the clouds. There might be some pretty colors out there. But we'll start with a partly cloudy to mostly sunny sky. And then notice this run of Exact Track keeps it drier, keeps us a little more sunny. So that gives us a better chance at getting into the low 80s in the afternoon hours. But with that, could see a couple of pop-up showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. But notice these are literally just dots on the map. So we're not looking at anything organized or widespread. So this is going to be a situation where before you head out the door tomorrow afternoon, even into Wednesday afternoon, download the KWQC First Alert weather app to kind of pinpoint where exactly those showers are, because they are going to pop up pretty quickly and could drop a quick bout of heavy rain before they just kind of collapse on themselves. And then we'll kick that system to the east heading into Thursday, and that will set the stage for a very hot and humid day. Temperatures close to 90 degrees, dew points in the 60s, wind shear in place. We got a lot of instability, so all the ingredients are there for the potential of severe weather. But the question is, will we have that cap? I think we're going to have a cap in place. So as that cold front moves in, it looks like the highest threat of severe weather will be east of the Quad Cities, but certainly something that we need to continue to watch over the next few days. Thursday will definitely stick out like a sore thumb there. We've got, well, that should be moved over to Thursday there, that red bar, but you get the idea. Windy and hot Thursday, followed by more comfortable temperatures heading into the weekend.
Kyle, thank you. If you're dealing with joint pain but want to avoid surgery, well, there's a treatment option gaining attention for its natural healing approach. It's called stem cell injection therapy, and it's being used as a non-operative alternative to help patients heal from within. Joining me this afternoon is Dr. Tuvi Mendel from QC Orthopedic Specialists. Doctor, welcome back. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Well, you were just telling me there's just a whole lot of interest in this right now. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is stem cell injection therapy? How does it all work?
So there's been a lot of interest in stem cells. Patients ask questions. You see it on the news where athletes get injections for injuries. And basically there's a variety of different ways to do stem cells. There's PRP, which stands for platelet-rich plasma, and there's stem cells. And I wanted to briefly educate the public a little bit about what it is and what are the options or what is it used for. Yeah. Basically, PRP, which is fairly commonly used, stands for platelet-rich plasma, which basically means you harvest some blood from the person itself, you centrifuge it, and you get about 3 cc's of concentrated platelets. The platelets, as you can imagine, when you cut yourself, they bring in a lot of response, immediate inflammatory and growth potentials and growth factors to try and heal. Whereas stem cells is where you actually take the stem cells out of the bone marrow and use that to basically inject into either a joint, a diseased joint, or a tendon or a ligament or something that you want to potentially accelerate the healing. Could also be used in combination of surgery. Frequently at the time of surgery you can inject stem cells or PRP to try and accentuate the healing.
And kind of accelerate that process a little bit. Wow, that's amazing. How far we've come, truly. So what kinds of conditions and things like that can be treated with stem cell injection therapy?
So traditionally, patients who have a little bit of arthritis in
Okay.
the knee or the shoulders or even the hip or the ankle, you could potentially inject either stem cells, which basically tends to regenerate the tissue. They're kind of blank cells that can differentiate into whatever it is you need them to differentiate into. Or you can also inject some PRP, which also provides for local growth factors and some stem cells to try and help healing. But traditionally for orthopedics, it's mainly used for joints, ligaments, and tendons.
Okay, and typically not anything else other than that.
For us, no.
For you, no. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the process. You know, for folks questioning it right now, going, this might be for me. How much downtime is there at the actual appointment, the procedure? Roughly, how long does that part take?
So the PRP part is fairly simple. You just come into the clinic, you get your blood drawn, you centrifuge. You get about 80 cc's of blood, you get about 3 cc's of PRP. That's done on the spot, and you basically inject it into whatever location you want to inject it to. There's really no downtime or any risks involved. The only thing is that usually you don't take any anti-inflammatories for about 2 weeks because it negates the function. Stem cells are a little bit more involved. Takes a little bit longer, a little bit more painful, and a lot more expensive. So PRP is fairly is reasonably, payment-wise, but stem cells tend to be more expensive because it's a much more involved process.
Okay, and a little more painful, but you know, how is somebody who's watching right now, you know the difference if they're trying to make a decision between doing something like this or going kind of the more traditional route as far as treatment is concerned, which oftentimes may entail something surgical? How do they know what's right for them?
So usually with either one, stem cells could potentially give you a little bit longer lasting results.
Okay.
PRP, traditionally I get pretty good response for about a year, and sometimes you have to repeat it. It's not designed to completely reverse the entire process. So if your process is advanced, if you have a lot of arthritis, sometimes there's not as much power in order for them to be able to fix that. But for a little bit of minor arthritis, if you want to delay the need for, let's say, knee replacements or things of that nature, you could potentially consider that and you might get some relief.
Okay, and then so at this point we're potentially delaying the inevitable for a lot of folks, a lot of patients, and I think that's good to know. Is this typically a one-time treatment, or will they have to continue to come back and get this stem cell injections?
So if they get a good response, like I said, PRP usually about a year, stem cells maybe a little bit longer if they get a response. And like I said, sometimes at the time of surgery we incorporate that when we do ligament repair and things of that nature to try and stimulate much quicker healing. So it really depends on how much relief you get from it. If you get good relief, then it might not be a bad idea to try it again, but if your process is too far advanced, then maybe go ahead with surgery.
Have to go back and figure out what to do next. Okay, well, to learn more about stem cell injections or really any other services at QC Orthopedic Specialists, visit osquadcities.com. That website is right there on your screen. Dr. Tuvie Mendel, thank you so much for being here today and just laying it all out for us. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yes. Still to come on QCL, you've probably already seen him on Quad Cities today. We'll get to know Aaron Thompson, one of the newest faces at KWQC. That's next.
Quad Cities Live continues.
Well, we've got a new face joining our morning team on Quad Cities today, and while he'll be reporting on the latest headlines, he also has some very interesting stories of his own.
Yeah, we can't wait to get into this. Aaron Thompson is our new morning reporter, and when he's not chasing down news, you might find him chasing ghosts.
Yes.
Aaron, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, trading in
Thank you.
3 a.m. for 3 p.m., or in this case, I guess you did both today.
You did both.
Right.
Yes, well, hey, we appreciate you coming back, and let's start with your chasing ghosts. We want to start there. So,
Ghost hunting.
you came to KWQC from ghost hunting because you were on Netflix's 28 Days Haunting and also an Amazon Prime series a few years back as well.
Yes, yeah. Ghost Crier Breaking Frequencies, which I produced, edited, talent, research.
Kind of did it all.
Yeah.
I really did. It was one of those love letter projects to the field in general.
Okay.
Because I love ghost hunting. It's just a fascinating, investigative. It's a pseudoscience. I get it, but I like to push as much as much logic into the dance of ghost hunting that I can.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
love
and
that.
I had the pleasure of doing Netflix's 28 Days Haunted as well.
I watched you on it because, well, you'd already been on the show on QCL. Like
Right.
when Jake and I first started QCL,
Oh, okay.
we had you on the show,
Remember
and
that.
we got to hear all about it. You even brought some of like the cool different like tools and like measurement devices that you
Yes.
use.
Yeah.
I find it so interesting, and I love that
It's
you're
fascinating.
it's fascinating to me. I think that's so cool that you've done all the things that you've done. So is that something that you're still going to pursue a little bit at least while you're here?
Yeah, actually, October I have two.
Spooky month.
Yeah, spooky month. I have two talks that I'll be doing. One's in West Virginia.
Awesome.
The other's going to be local, and then I have. I'm also getting married in October. October's going to be
It's
busy.
a big month.
It's going to be busy.
Yeah.
Spooky month and wedding month.
October 2025.
Yeah.
I think I'm talking with someone about Kansas City to do another talk. So I'm definitely in the world.
Yes.
I've been doing it since 1999, and that's really what gave me the skill set. I guess the taboo investigative style and presentation style that led me here today with you guys, which is super awesome. It's wild.
Yeah.
I think.
What a journey you've had. So, are you originally from the area?
Yes.
You are, awesome.
I graduated alumni 2001 of Rockridge.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
yep, local, and my family's all here. My little girl, lives here. And
Look at how beautiful.
yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh my goodness, that is so wonderful. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've got your fiance, you've got your beautiful daughter
Yes.
there. You also have a pup.
I
right?
do. I have a good old pup. Well, he's
Look.
like 8 years old, and
He's adorable.
he's smiling in that one.
Yeah,
He
of
is.
course he is.
Yeah, he's a goofball. He smiles when he sees us.
What's his name?
Castle.
Castle.
Sounds like a dog's name, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Castle.
choose Castle. And he's a ball of energy. All he knows how to do is love. He's so funny.
Aw.
So yeah.
We love our pups here
We do,
on the show.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's. We all have anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So he,
Sure do.
Yeah. So he's no stranger to that. He loves with all of his heart, but I think some of it's anxiety.
I have
from-
that dog.
sure,
I
yes.
also have that
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
She's
we
all
right
do,
in your
right?
face, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
maybe you're not okay, but
Yeah.
you're also very, very cute. So,
Labradoodle.
I have to ask. So, as far as like your background and what you've done already, obviously you've worked in TV in a variety of ways, but this is, I mean, it's doing local news. I mean, it's really like nothing else, in more ways than one.
It's a different beast.
Yeah, it's a
It
different
is, it
beast.
is,
But
yeah.
how are you liking it so far? I mean, how's it been going? I know there's always going to be a learning curve, but
Right.
from what I understand, I mean, every single day you're just like more and more amazing at doing
Well, thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
And I feel the growth, which is awesome. This is a dream job. It really, truly is. It grounds me to doing what I love: storytelling, to investigate, to share the news, to present. It really is that dream job, and it's really different than reality TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So.
Some days.
and well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am the morning live reporter, so I
Yeah.
guess it's going to be more like reality TV
It
in
will.
some
Yes.
cases.
Yeah.
So the team here at KWQC have been so welcoming and supportive.
Yeah,
good.
I told our fearless leader Beth that I feel absolutely safe here. Like,
Oh, good.
And I mean in the best way
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
It's just a great career, dance
Yeah.
that I'm in right now, and it's so awesome that I have this chance, opportunity, and my skills that I learned in the past I can move forward with. And,
Yeah.
and every day I'm learning. I'm getting sharper on,
Yeah.
on those
Yeah.
skill sets.
And being on
Great.
the morning show, being a morning reporter, Morgan, you can attest to this. I mean, you get to do all the different. I mean, you can tell a good story, you can feature people, but also you have that opportunity to tell some of the harder stories if there's breaking news
Right.
and all that. So you get all that opportunity. So
And you get to be yourself a lot of times too,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the coolest parts about being part of a morning team is there's like a little more breathing room sometimes. I mean, obviously if you've got a big morning with a lot of
Right.
breaking news, but sometimes you get to do some fun stuff on the morning show. And then the folks that are watching you at home, which we so appreciate, they get to see a little side of your personality, or sometimes you get to share a little something about your family. And I also think that is so important because it kind of feels like a little give and take
Yeah.
with our audience and
Definitely.
our viewers. So I think you found the right home, at least for now,
Yeah.
because you
Right.
clearly have a great personality and a lot to share. And I think that the viewers are going to see that very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you.
So how can we find you professionally?
Yes.
Okay, so it's actually super easy, AaronGThompson.com.
Okay.
Okay.
And it has all my links right there.
Okay.
You also have a
AaronGThompson.com.
Facebook page as well.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page. I guess 'tis me, Aaron G.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, all I had to do was type you into Facebook, and I found your professional page there. And you've been starting to share some things from news, but also from all of your other endeavors, which I think people will find very cool and
ghost hunting,
interesting.
yeah, wow.
So
Yeah, fun
Well,
times. Can't wait for October here. Let's see what we can do.
Well, we can't wait.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah,
a
we're
big
gonna have you
month
back.
coming up. Yes. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Watch
Absolutely.
Aaron weekdays 4:30 to 7 on Quad Cities Today.
Same
We're
thing.
Quad Cities Live, right?
Fine.
Well, up next on Quad Cities Live, it is our wins of the weekend. Morgan and I share how the weekend went, including a nice dinner in LeClaire.
All right, it is time now for our wins of the weekend. And oh, what a weekend it was.
Oh, it was, yes. I mean, the weather.
So great.
So nice. I
Yeah.
mean, we spent a
We needed
lot of
that.
time outside. I had many different wins I could choose because it was a very winning weekend. I had a great day celebrating Mother's Day. But before that, I took Rosalie out to LeClaire here, and we went to the Crane and Pelican.
Yay! We
yes,
just had them
Mandy.
on.
Yeah, Mandy convinced us to go, so we went and had a wonderful dinner there. A beautiful building, nice overlook of the Mississippi
that
River.
looks
And then after
good.
that, we went to drinks at the distillery, and then we went to Kelly Girls Woodfire Pizza. Of course, they had the Food Truck Fridays going on in LeClaire as well.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Phenomenal, right?
Phenomenal.
So they have won that food truck fight in the past.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay,
yeah.
well, I can see why.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was. Oh my gosh. Well, I absolutely have to try that.
Yes,
That's
you will.
amazing. Wonderful. Okay. So mine, as you probably guessed, win of the weekend is Mother's Day
yeah.
weekend and Mother's Day itself. Yeah. So I'm going to start out with this card that I got from Darby yesterday. This is the back of it. I hope you have a great Mother's Day.
Oh.
And then her teacher did all of this with them, a
that's
picture,
so
and then they're
cool.
blowing a kiss, and then they have like these little heart stickers
Oh, how
on there.
sweet.
So the teacher did that with everybody. And I want to try and read this before it gets off the screen. Dear Mom, you're the best mom I could ever have. I love you. Please, will you be my friend forever?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
How sweet.
Thank you, Darby. So she's like the
Yes.
cutest thing on the planet.
Yes.
My mother is in town, so we had like a triple threat
Testy,
Mother's
yes.
Day. Yeah, we got our flowers on Saturday. We went to the farmer's market on Saturday, and then on Sunday we went out to the winery in Milan that we talked about, and we listened to some live music. So
Sounds like you took full advantage.
we really did. It was
Yes.
quite a weekend.
Oh, it was.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching.
Your News at 4 with Sharon. Coming up next, we'll see you tomorrow.